Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. Today I wanted to talk to you about religious OCD. Religious OCD is a very common type of OCD. I see it a lot in my work. The compulsions for religious OCD, some of the most common ones are avoiding certain colors, avoiding certain numbers, avoiding saying certain words, doing things in a certain sequence. So, say doing things 3 times or doing things 7 times, or when a person is doing religious rituals, they're doing religious rituals in an OCD way. So where another person would just do it and forget about it, the person will do it very thoroughly, very deliberately, specifically, making sure it's done perfectly. Because if it's not done perfectly, then that means that the person is not devoted enough, something bad is gonna happen. Those kinds of thoughts come in, and that's the pull. With religious OCD, there's also a lot of avoidance. So the person will a lot of the times avoid going to church or another religious institution, avoid praying, because when they go to church or when they pray, a lot of the times they will get negative thoughts, negative images, negative bad words, and they're afraid of it, and that's why they're doing avoidance. Also, a lot of the times with religious OCD, I also find contamination, cleaning OCD, physical cleaning, right? That making sure the person is clean before doing a certain religious ritual or going to church or anything related. But they do it to such an extent, going much further than a person without OCD would go. With religious OCD, another thing is the mental contamination. So making sure that the thoughts are always pure, and a lot of the times the person will focus, they'll try to divert the thoughts to a certain topic. That, okay, if I'm doing something that's related to my religion, such as praying, I have to have good thoughts. So instead of my mind going everywhere, I'm fixating on this thought to prevent bad thoughts from coming in. And throughout the day, I'm always fixating on this situation, on this type of thought, to make sure that no bad thoughts come in. So all of these are rituals. You have to understand that OCD, that part of the brain that gives you OCD, it doesn't understand that this is related to your religion. It doesn't get it. It's just looking at it that, okay, you are reacting to a thought. If you're reacting to a thought, then I'll just send you more of this thought. It happens to be about religion for you because religion is really important to you. If it was something else very important to you, then it would grab onto that. It's trying to protect you from that which you react to with fear. So if you react to these thoughts with fear, that's why it's sending them to you. So by continuing to react with fear to these thoughts, the thoughts and the autopilot fear continue. So autopilot fear comes in about religion, you react with more fear, autopilot fear comes in again, right? And that's the loop. And the brain can't stop the loop. It doesn't understand that it needs to stop it because you are acting as if this is important. So the only one who can stop this is you, by refusing reaction, by reducing these rituals. These are OCD rituals. They have nothing to do with religion. And with religious OCD, there's kind of a mixed bag of different types of compulsions. So there's physical compulsions, there's avoidance, there's rumination, there is reassurance seeking. By the way, confession can also be a very much reassurance seeking. I need to talk to my religious leader to see how they would feel about this. What would they say? And I mean, you have to look at it that, first of all, you're going to this person for reassurance. A. B, this person is not prepared to deal with OCD. So if you ask them and then they say something, and then 2 seconds you're gonna ask 2 seconds later you're gonna ask them again because you didn't quite understand, or you're getting stuck on a technicality, and then they'll give you another answer which may be contradictory, or maybe they'll say something vague, or maybe when they talk they'll roll their eyes a little bit, or they'll look away or do some sort of a gesture, and you'll be like, what does it mean? So and again, this is a compulsion. And compulsions usually lead to more questions, or just to a different thought entirely, which will lead eventually to more compulsions. So you can't continue to play this game. This has nothing to do with religion. This is OCD that just happened to grab on to something that you care a lot about. That is all. And you need to look at it that when you are refusing to do these rituals, you're not going against God. You're only doing what you need to do to recover, which is okay. Your job is to recover. So that is what you need to do. And it will feel scary. It will feel like you're doing something wrong. Your brain will send you these thoughts of that you're a bad person because you're doing this. And, a lot of times people will say to me, well, I don't want to do exposures on religion because that feels wrong. And what we're talking about, we're not talking about exposures that go against your religion. We're talking about exposures where you're behaving as other people who are in your religion would behave, people without OCD. So we're just mimicking what they're doing. So for example, if a person without religious OCD is praying, they get a bad thought. Are they going to re-pray? No, they're just going to continue to pray. Or would a person avoid going to church completely because they get, negative thoughts when they're there? No, they wouldn't. They would just look at it like, I just got a thought. And because they look at it that way, they don't continue to get thoughts. So you have to be focused on, no, I can't do this. I can't fall into OCD. This is just an OCD trick, an OCD trap that I continuously keep falling into. I can't continue to do that. And very much separated from religion, because that's what makes it hard. Well, this is about religion. Well, how can I do exposures about religion? Well, how? It has nothing to do with religion. It's just OCD playing a trick on you, and you're buying into the trick. Don't buy into it. Choose to refuse. And it's little by little choosing to refuse. So, for example, OCD tells you, don't wear this color. This color is bad. Well, if other people in your religion wear this color, then you should wear this color, and it will feel unnatural. It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like you're a bad person. You will have feelings of guilt and shame. So what? Look at it as it's OCD. I'm disregarding. I'm taking the feelings as they are, but I'm not taking them seriously. So obviously you feel them, you're experiencing them, you're, withstanding the storm, and you're continuing to do the right thing, which is how everybody else would behave when they don't have OCD. And little by little, you will feel like you're going to start to come out of it. The anxiety will start to go down. It won't feel monumental to do these exposures. It will just be like, well, of course I can wear any color. Yeah, okay, OCD told me something at like 2 out of 10. So what? I didn't even pay attention. And then it'll be 1 out of 10 and it'll be gone. Don't power these thoughts up, because if you power it up, especially in the beginning when you're doing recovery work, when you're starting out doing recovery work, even one power up on one area will lead to that area blowing up, and then all the other areas around it getting a little bit worse, because it has that kind of a residual effect as well. So be focused and do as much as you can. And if 10% a day or 10% every, few days is as much as you can do, that's fine, even 5%. But just keep doing every single day. You will get there. If you're not on the road from point A to point B, then you won't get to point B. But if you're on the road, even if you're kind of like, very, very slow, you'll still get to point B. But you have to be on the road every single day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find my videos helpful. If you need my help overcoming religious OCD, please let me know. All the information is on youhaveocd.com. You can sign up for a recovery program there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.